Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. We all know this is a little bit of a lean year, and that's you leaving me a message. If you can hear that phone, you just called and I didn't answer your call on Mother's Day because I was making you this special video card, which hopefully you'll be able to watch in about 2 hours. But anyway, lean year, did not send you flowers, I'm sorry, and I didn't even get a card in the mail, and things have been kind of tough, but I decided that in this day and age I can send you a very special video Mother's Day message and it won't cost me a thing. Isn't that great for both of us? I thought what might be fun would be to walk you through some of my early childhood memories with you, because maybe you haven't thought about some of these things in a while. I hadn't thought about some of them until the last week or so, when I've been planning and scheming and thinking about what I might put in your video message. But I remember some funny things, and it's funny because it really is, the things that I remember are things that I find humor in now. I didn't always find humor in them then, like the time that I got the brand new Farrah Fawcett poster, and I was really excited because everybody had one, and I don't know, if I must have been about 12 or something, and I hadn't really figured out my special purpose yet, but I put the poster of Farrah Fawcett above my top bunk on the ceiling so that I could look at her and blow her kisses as I was going to sleep at night. And that was it. As soon as you saw it, it was gone forever, and I never had that Farrah Fawcett poster again. And I also remember, this is kind of along the same lines, of Mom not wanting her son to grow up, I think. But the first time it was my first potential date. It wasn't my first date, but a girl asked me to go see the Amityville Horror with her, and I made the mistake of asking you first instead of Dad, and you said no, I think because it was an R-rated movie, but maybe really because it would have been my first date, and you weren't ready for that. That was funny. I remember asking Dad, and Dad saying, "You should have asked me first." Your mom already said no. Heartbreak. I also remember, this was in Arizona, same time period roughly, when I came home one day and you were in tears, and it was just, my first thought was, oh my gosh, why is my mom so upset? And I didn't think I'd really ever seen you so broken up before. And it was the day that Fran Tarkenton died. Of course, Fran Tarkenton, the gerbil. And I think you were just so broken up about how broken up I was going to be that you probably been crying for a couple of hours at least before I even got home. And I'll never forget that. That's one of the moments I knew that, you know, we were somehow, you know, connected on the inside in a way that I didn't understand. I remember the first time you made eggplant. Trying to cook some healthier food for the family. You just recently started getting wheat bread instead of white bread and doing all these wonderful things, and then you made eggplant, and well, we all remember how that ended up back on my plate. And Dad's immortal words, "Honey, never serve eggplant in this house again." And oh, the trip that when I was an all-star baseball player, and you went on the mom's caravan to one of our away trips or something, the championships, and I embarrassed the heck out of you when we stopped at a Stuckey's. And what did I buy? I bought that little guy who you pull his pants down and he pees at you. And I just remember, like, the coach coming on the bus and making a big example out of how we shouldn't be spending money that our parents so nicely gave us for the trip on little guys that pee at you. I remember when I got in trouble for slapping Susan on the butt in the kitchen. This was in Fort Riley, Kansas, and that's when I sort of started to learn about boundaries with women. I had no idea why I would slap someone on the butt or how that would make me, you know, a bad man in the future, but it's just one of those things that sticks out. And I remember how you used to play the guitar and sing, and everything you sang, no matter what kind of song it was, ended up sounding like a country song. And I think actually I inherited that from you. So I don't sing so much, but when I do, it's somehow I can even make heavy metal sound like country. What else? Oh gosh. Well, of course I remember our morning meetings, and the one time that I didn't want to get up for morning meeting, and I think I actually like slapped you or hit you, and oh boy, there was hell to pay on that one. And I'm still not a morning person, but sometimes when I'm about to bite someone's head off in the morning, I still remember that and try not to. Oh, and the one other one that I was just thinking of was the time when you and Dad went out on a date and Susan was babysitting me. It's one of the few times I think that actually happened. And I didn't take a bath when she wanted me to, so when you and Dad got home, you got me out of bed and made me take a bath at whatever crazy hour it might have been. So these are some of the moments that stick out. Oh, but all through it all, like the most memories that I have of you, and there's just tons of these, when you're making my lunch and getting me off to school, or cooking dinner in the evening, making something yummy and maybe showing me a little bit about how to do it, or saying prayers with me at bedtime and helping me think about all the things in my day, and all the just, you know, all the things a mom is kind of supposed to do, and you just always did them. And I never once remember you feeling sorry for yourself about being a mom. You always just seemed to love it and do such a wonderful job. And I know Dad had a lot of private conversations with you about how a man makes a man, but I just want you to know on this Mother's Day that a mom makes a man too. So here's a final little gift for you. You maybe have heard me play this before. I didn't just write it today, but it's a really pretty song, and I always think about you whenever I play it, so I'll try and play it for you now. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.